Russ Menino now going to join us in just a couple moments. As we are set, Vanderson off the side wall, skips it big over on the left-hand side, side out for the first server. 0 serving 0. Blake Martin, the head referee. We do have line judges as well. Rocky with a high Z serve, a lob, Z over to Chris's forehand. Chris down the line, Rocky's right there, shoots it right back to the center of the court. Jack with the setup at the encroachment line in the corner, puts it down for the first point of this first game. This is the 2011 National Doubles Championship, live from Tempe, Arizona, presented by USA Racquetball. Being seen on both the IRT Network and USAR Network. Several people watching here in attendance, thousands watching around the world on the network. Joined now by Russ Menino. Russ, a very exciting matchup, doubles at its finest. 50% of the top 8 players in the world are in front of us right now playing racquetball. That hasn't been done in quite a long time. How excited are you about this doubles match?
This should be a real good matchup. It'll be a bang-bang matchup from Vanderson and Crowther, hitting the ball harder and harder, and you'll see that Rocky and Jack will probably try to slow it up. And obviously they're 4 of the 8 best players in the world today, so this should be a real good match, although Carson and Huczek, in my mind, are heavy favorites, being the 5-time champions here. They didn't win it last year. They were upset by Ben Croft and Mitch Williams, I believe. But
that was Rocky and Tucker. Remember, Jack had that
Jack was injured. That's
injury.
Correct. Jack was injured last year. I forgot. So we won't count that as a loss. But I do think Rocky and Jack are heavy favorites, unless Vanderson's backhand can really be consistent and Chris can kill that forehand off the glass. They might make it a game, but my pick is obviously Jack and Rocky.
On his Facebook page this morning, Vanderson put "I'm due" as part of his response, as part of his status on Facebook. He is definitely due, but they need to get a side out here as these guys are off within 5 minutes of starting at a 5-0 lead, and actually 5 minutes includes part of the interview as well. This match only about, Rocky rolling out the backbone of Jack Huczek.
Side out, first serve score is 0 serving 5.
Z server Jack's backhand. Jack sails it over to the forehand side. Chris is there in the corner. Quick hands from Jack. Does the fake. Rocky goes right towards Crowther. Good get from Huczek. Chris pounds the ball at Jack and says, try to hit this. Jack comes up short as the ball hits him in the handle. And Crowther and Vanderson on the board.
As you can see just from that rally, how well Huczek and Carson play together. They were covering each other, knowing exactly where they were, even though they didn't win that point.
2 serving 5
on the Echelon scoreboard. This is the first game. Matches our best 2 out of 3. Rocky up front. This ball sells a little bit too much. Rocky with a crazy shot there. Crowther just trying to pound away. Now off the back glass of Vanderson. Goes down the line. Looks like he skipped it in the service box. Ball was skipped.
As you can see, they were pounding and pounding. Rocky was the first guy to go to the ceiling to change the pace of the game, and they wind up getting a half out.
2 serving 5. High lob Z serve. Rocky cuts it off. Hits the corner, but right to Shane Vanderson, and it gets tied up at the shoestrings and skips that ball. 3 serving 5. A very fast pace. Much faster than singles, as the ball rarely finds the back wall.
Once again, Rocky to ceiling.
Rocky back up top. Vanderson shoots that back to the forehand side. Off the side glass. Rocky on the forehand side. Right to Vanderson once again. Now off the back glass. Rocky on the backhand side. Goes cross court. Right into the glass. Chris is there but can't catch up to it. Crowther, Huczek back in the box at 5 serving 3. Crowther cuts that off mid-court. Jack with the setup down the line. Jack's really got some power from that 3-quarter shot right between the service box and the encroachment line. He spins and gets his hips into that backhand shot very nicely.
Yeah, that's textbook.
It's a good shot from Crowther to punch it down the line.
Second server score is 6 serving 3.
Players on the left-hand side wearing red shirts. On the right, in the white.
That's the Shane Vanderson backhand that is feared on the Pro Tour. Shane ranked as high as #4 on the Pro Tour about a year or so ago. Still in the top 8.
Vanderson, the lower of the top, the lower ranked, higher ranked, I guess is a better way to say it, of the pros there in the court. Jack needs to switch rackets. Rocky and Jack come out to talk about it just a little bit and want to say hello to all of our friends watching all across the USAR and the IRT network. If you have questions or comments, feel free to send them in. Better do so quickly, though. This is the last match of the day. info@irtnetwork.com. That's info@irtnetwork.com. Pablo says he'll have these matches uploaded in the archives by 5 o'clock tonight or by Wednesday evening sometime.
Court number 6. Where you're going to be playing.
Okay, time 10. Second server score is 3-6.
3-6. High lob Z. Rocky cuts it off with a 3-wall shot. Now off the back glass at the encroachment line into the corner, but Crowther's there because he's big, tall, and he's always there, but he comes up short on that one and misses, putting Jack and Rocky back in the box.
Side out, first server score is 6 serving 3.
6 serving 3. Rocky going through the motions. Looks like he's going to go with a high Z serve once again. Chris cut the last one off and went down the line. Shane cuts that one off, though, goes to the corner. Jack wants a replay, no call. Rocky up top. Shane comes back, shoots it at 38 down the line, but there's Jack. And now Jack is appealing a skip on the return of serve.
The appeals not his shot. Cross hands.
I believe Jack was wanting an appeal on the previous of the serve return, not necessarily that shot. However, one line judge agrees with the referee. One says, I didn't see it. 6 serving 3. Game number 1. Z serve. Vanderson on the backhand side goes right to Jack, who goes up top. Crowther, big forehand, plows it into the ground, comes up with splinters. 7 serving 3.
7 serving 3.
Same serve. This time Vanderson waits on it. Goes with a splat shot, actually. Looked like he was going cross court. Skips that one. Big backhand putting divots in the left-hand side of the floor.
You can see the difference in styles of play. The last 2 shots were unforced errors by both Crowthers and Vanderson. Jack or Rocky would have never skipped 2 shots in a row. They do passing shots first just to keep the rally going and get them out of the middle.
Good coverage from Rocky now over to the left-hand side. Goes with another crazy shot. Shane
Great
tries to
by
put
Rocky.
that one, but Rocky's right there. Rocky on the runs, got that off the back glass. So far, the play of the match. Jack with quick hands, Rocky on the ground, trying to play back up. Now he's got that one, goes up top. Crowther's going to shoot it off the back glass, left-hand side, right to Rocky, who goes right back to Vanderson and comes up short. Great rally by Jen Carson telling me that I'm hot.
Rocky Carson's wife out of control as usual. Rocky showing some tremendous retrieving ability. We may have that on the instant replay.
We are. That was about a 15-shot rally that we are getting set right now to have on instant replay. Big rally. The Carson fans loving the action. Watch how Rocky is just everywhere on the court, going left to right, forward and back. There's a good get. Punches it back up. Rocky's got the capability to wear anybody out. There's a shot off the back wall in the head, instant replay cam. Going to be tough to beat that rally. Look at Jack getting that, and Rocky just scrambling to back Jack up. This is the one Shane goes down to the right-hand side, and Rocky's right there to go back to the ceiling. Leaves his feet once again. Right to Carson. Carson blasts it right back into Vanderson. Vanderson can't come up with it.
It's been a long week here at Tempe, Arizona, at Arizona State University, and the IRT massage therapist just arrived. So we'll be getting massages, starting with Russ Menino, John Scott, and then maybe Pablo.
If we have time. 9 serves 3. Great racquetball action here in Tempe. Beautiful outside. Beautiful court action inside. Court number 1 on the campus of ASU. High Z serve. Rocky with a forehand shot down the line. Rocky's aunt letting everybody know what she thinks about it. The IRT Network heckler across the club heckling the IRT Network. Jack skips that one.
Side out, first server score is 3 serving 10.
3-10. Z serve. Huczek. Cross court right to Chris. Rocky goes up top. We're soliciting for team names for looking for team names for Jack and Rocky. So far we have Jackie and Jockey.
Second server score is 3 serving 10.
There's a nice shot from Carson.
Side out, first server score is 10 serving 3.
10 serving 3. Russ Menino right now. Team Rocky and Jack showing why they're, in recent memory, one of the best doubles team to take the court. Also proving your theory, so far at least. Oh, there's a broken ball. A mangled ball. Also talking, to your theory that 2 great singles players don't necessarily make a great doubles team. However, sometimes they do.
In this case, it does. They have a good balance. They're both 2 of the fittest players on tour, so they could combine their fitness ability from singles to doubles. Plus, as you see, they watch each other and play off of each other, as opposed to Shane and Chris Crowther, who are kind of playing singles on a doubles court. Since this is their first time they've played together, they're probably just dividing the court in half, and you take this 50% and I take the other 50%.
Second server score is 10 serving 3.
Yeah, Rocky and Jack probably have to be considered one of the 4 or 5 best doubles teams that have ever played. You probably have to throw into that mix Adam Karp and Bill Sell, or Adam Karp and anyone that he played with, because he played with John Ellis and Andy Roberts and also won this event.
I was going to say, I believe Adam won, what, 4 times?
Adam won 4 times with 3 different partners.
It's the only time in history that has been done. There's a high Z serve. Into Vanderson's backhand. Vanderson down the line. Jack goes back up top. Set up now for Crowther off the front, or off the back and sidewall rather. Blasted over to Jack. Jack can't come up with it. Side out. 3 serves 11.
We have another real good doubles player behind the booth, Jimmy Lowe, but Jimmy might be embarrassed to get on the microphone.
Jimmy Lowe, true story.
Maybe we'll let Jolie get on for him.
Jimmy Lowe, growing up in Kentucky, I idolized him. He probably doesn't even know that. But
he doesn't even know who you are.
He's the first open player I ever saw, and as a kid growing up in Kentucky, I absolutely idolized him. It's so cool to get to see him here. Rocky Carson now over in the far right-hand side of the box. There's a high lob service, serving Crowther with a double dribble right off his racket, plows into the ground. 12 serving 3. Big lead for Carson and Huczek, 17 minutes into this match. Once again, the same serve. Crowther waits on this one this time, goes up top to Jack's backhand. Jack from 38 with the splat, but Chris is right there, now fires it right at Chris. Rocky jumps over the shot, and Jack goes back up top. Chris is going to hit a big forehand right in, and the skip ball called from Shane Vanderson. Crowther, just like what you said, it looks like they're playing singles in there right now, and he's just pounding away at every shot, trying to hit the ball at him, and they're actually doing a good job catching the ball and keeping it in play.
And I think the difference is the smarter double team just has more patience. It's not about who hits more kill shots. It's about who returns more shots. And if anyone out there has an opinion as to who the best doubles team of all time is, just send their opinion in to John Scott.
At info@irtnetwork.com. Info@irtnetwork.com. Hello to Ben Croft watching back home. Getting ready for a big pro stop in San Diego. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes.
Tell Ben I miss him in the booth.
Me too. 14 serving 3. Opportunity at game point right here. Z serve to the backhand side. Vanderson goes up to the top, showing some patience. Jack's going to come back, shoots this. Oh, and a big skip. Jack's racket got caught up in the back glass. Comes up a little bit short there. 3 serving 14. Once again here at the 2011 National Doubles Championship in Tempe, Arizona. Chris up top. Rocky's going to go with an outdoor-like shot overhead. Now a big setup on the backhand side. Hits it into Chris. Set up once again. Ball got away from Rocky just a little bit, who hits a 3-wall shot. That's what he loves to hit right there. And then comes up short as the ball runs in on him. 4 serving 14.
Attention, people watching on court number 8. Is there anybody out there with
High lob serve. Jack with a setup, has to go up top. Rocky's in the way. Shane down the side, or down the left-hand side rather. Now Chris in the corner, missed the shot there, and Rocky with another skip at 5 now, serving 14. Once again, a high lob. Jack takes it on the fly. Chris is right there, but a 2-bounce good.
That's a professional shot by Jack Huczek.
When I was playing Jack on, what was that, Friday, I guess? Every time Anthony would serve the ball, I would look right at Jack and say, I'm covering the pinch, don't even shoot it. He still shot it, still rolled it out, and then I would yell at him. Rocky off the back glass, right down the line. Chris with a big setup, having problems putting it down, and Jack's doing a good job covering the front court. Shane from the encroachment line, down the line. Rocky leaves his feet and hits that one back up top. Goes back to the ceiling once again. Great doubles action here in Tempe. Big setup, Jack on the forehand side. Hits it right to Shane. Jack frustrated at himself, some missed opportunities. Shane and Chris got away with one there as the crowd loves the action. There's one thing I wouldn't want to do with these guys, though, and that's rally with them.
Yeah, and that plays into the hands of Jack and Rocky. Rocky showing his tremendous quickness on the court by covering some really good offensive shots.
Chris almost took that one in the back of the leg. I have no idea how it missed him. Rocky up top. Shane feeling it. Tries to put that one down. Chris into the corner, right to Jack. Chris once again overhead. Dams Rocky up just a little bit. No hinder call. More ceiling balls than we've seen all game right here in this rally. Rocky's going to shoot it off the back glass. Goes wide to Chris, who's waiting on it. Now off the glass wall on the right-hand side. And a big setup for Vanderson, who pounds the ball. Jack behind the back. This is about a 20-shot rally so far. And Jack with a fly kill comes up short once again.
As the crowd appreciates the action.
It was almost like a squash rally right there with all those shots.
7 serving 14.
One person says the best doubles team, Sudsy Monchik, Tim Doyle. Lost 1 match in 6 professional double events.
That person is actually correct.
That person is also Sudsy Monchik saying that. Another one, he says Russ Mineo and George Green. Ganem and Obrinsky were also a great doubles team. And Doug Ganem. Kane versus Alvaro. Supposedly would be a good doubles team, says one listener.
Kane and anybody would be a good doubles team.
Kane and my wife would be a good doubles team, and she doesn't play. And there's the first game. It goes to Carson and Huczek. They win by a score of 15-7. More great racquetball action coming your way as we are live at the 2011 National Doubles Championship in Tempe, Arizona, presented by USA Racquetball. This is the IRT Network.
we ready? All right. Hey, I'm Rocky Carson. Oh. Today I'd like to tell you about the demo program. Racquetball Warehouse demo program. All right, you can demo up to 4 rackets for 1 week, $20. We have every new racket in stock. Check it out, especially the head blackjack. It's what Rocky Carson uses. Rocky Carson on the court. Rocky Carson uses a blackjack. What do I want to say?
See you next time.
All right, see you next time. I can do that.
Yeah, we'll see you on the court.
See you on the court. Check it. Direct it.
Welcome back to the IRT Network, everybody. Pablo giving me a hard time. Lauren Carson emailing in saying, "Team awesome for Rocky and Jack." I like Team Jackie, like Brangelina. One serving zero. Game number 2. First game went to Carson-Huczek by a score 15-7. Crowther pounds the ball over to Jack on the left-hand side. Now overhead, tries to force that one. Rocky says, let's try that again. Goes up top. Chris back to the ceiling. Rocky comes back from the back court with an overhead shot of his own. Hitting a wide angle pass, but the other team is right there. Now Chris with a big forehand steps into that one, catches sidewall, rolls out. Crowther and Vanderson in the box. They've got to win this game, or they will be silver medalists. The gold medal up for grabs. These teams wanting to be in the U.S. team. They want to make it down to the Pan American Games south of the border in October.
You might want to let everyone know, John Scott, that in 2 weeks the Men's Pro Tour will be in San Diego, California at Sereno Valley Racquetball Club, the home of Charlie Brumfield, one of the great players of all time. And a couple of weeks after that, we'll be in Tampa, Florida.
If you're just joining us on the IRT Network, 4 of the top 8 players in the world playing right here in Tempe, Arizona. And those 4 players, including the rest of the Men's Pro Tour, are going to be in San Diego. Over $10,000 in prize money just in the amateur event. Nearly $30,000 total in prize money. If you haven't signed up, make sure that you do so. 2 serving 1. Shane skips that ball, half out.
Second server scores 2 serving 1.
Chris going off the lob serve. Broken ball kills that rally.
Two serving 1.
2-1. Crowther's looking to drive serve once again. Excellent jam serve by Chris Crowther. 3-1.
Jack with a nice shot off the back wall, but Chris is right there. Jack up to, oh, and he skips a ceiling ball. We call that the John Scott and racquetball when you skip a ceiling ball. I performed 5 of those in a row very nicely the other night. Pablo thought that was awesome. Shane cross court right into Rocky. He's going to wind up on the backhand side once again and skips that one. Two serving three on the Echelon scoreboard. Want to say hi to Joel from Gearbox watching on the IRT network. Not a very good racquetball player, but a pretty nice guy overall.
I called 2 bounces on that.
I think we're going to have an appeal, possibly. No?
I guess Chris knew it was 2 bounces.
Gearbox also hiring some new representatives in Mexico. Soge Johnson watching on the IRT network. Rocky up top. Vanderson shoots that way overhead. Both rackets from Rocky and Jack hit that one. Shane's just practicing this down the line. Shot, a flash goes off. I don't think the players saw it. Jack comes up short there.
Side out for server score is 3 serving 3.
Shane up top. Jack comes back, shoots it to the ceiling.
There's that backhand by Shane Vanderson once again.
4 serving 3.
There's a good shot. That shot right down the middle. Now Jack overhead, down the line. Shane goes wide. Jack up top. Crowther on the backhand side goes to the ceiling. Got front court action, the I formation by Team Jackie, Rocky and Jack. And a 2-bounce call.
Second server. Score is 4 serving 3.
Daniel recommending Team Karzak. It's actually a pretty good one.
Good start to second game by Crowthers and Vanderson, coming out to a 5-3 lead.
Rocky and Jack commanding front court right now. Rocky puts that ball down. Yeah, they withstood a pretty big storm last night against Hawthorne and Rojas. Russ, you may remember Rojas and Hawthorne. I think they jumped out to a fast lead and were up 13-6 before Carson used that, close the gap, winning 15-13. There's a good shot from Carson to put that one down.
4 serving 5.
Nice shot from Carson. They're making a few more shots this game. I wonder if nerves. I can't imagine nerves really being a part of it at this level, you know, because obviously they play for thousands of dollars out on tour. So here, you know, obviously the U.S. team is a big deal. Do you think these guys are nervous at all, or?
I don't think they're nervous at all. I think playing on the Pro Tour is a lot more nerve-wracking. Playing for the money and the positioning on tour. These guys are just not used to playing that much doubles, especially Vanderson and and Crowther's, whereas Jack and Rocky are just very comfortable playing with each other. They've been playing for about 7 or 8 years now, playing internationally, so they're real comfortable. Neither one of them are nervous.
Jack skips that one in.
6 serving 5.
6 serves 5. Z serve to Jack's backhand. Jack down the line. Shane just kind of pushes that one to the center of the court. Knows he missed an opportunity there. Good job from Huczek. Racquetball's hitman.
Jack with some real deception on that shot, hiding that pinch. That's a penalty hinder called. He's not going to win that one.
You'll never win that one if you had 6 line judges. Crowther goes cross court. Jack tied up just a little bit. I believe it's a broken ball. It is.
Serving 6 again.
To see serve into Crowther. Jack goes back up top. Big setup for Crowther, who just kind of creates space of his own. He wants to hinder. No call.
That's a good no call.
Yeah, I mean, if Chris wouldn't be asking anything.
No call. Disagree. Play again.
And both line judges disagree. However, if Chris rolled that out,
He wouldn't have wanted.
he would not have wanted that. And perhaps Rocky would be
Yeah.
calling for it. Jack off the back wall. Shane catches up to that one. Now a big setup on the backhand side from the encroachment line. Nice shot as he hits a wraparound shot, catches Rocky on the left leg. Rocky tried to scramble out of the way, unable to do so. 5 serving 6. Carson-Huczek won the first game 15-7. Hello to Kim Roy watching on the IRT network down in Florida. Manny Rodriguez also down there working on their next tournament. Had a great event in Terre Haute. Got another great event coming up in Tampa. Kim also helping out with the tournament in Salt Lake City. Our very next event, though, is in San Diego. Big money tournament there. Russ and I have been talking about it all weekend. Russ has got the particulars. He's very familiar with that club. Russ, that's going to be a very exciting event. Lots of people and some good prize money. Not just in the singles for the pro, but also in the amateur division as well.
And that's February 11th. Sereno Valley Athletic Club in San Diego, California. If you live in the area, come on down, watch some great matches, and also get to meet the great Charlie Brumfield, one of the 4, 5, or 6 greatest players of all time. Charlie will be there. That's his home club in San Diego. Been playing there for 35 years.
It's a good serve. Jack has to hit it off the back wall. Shane with a big forehand into the corner. On the run now. Goes wide. Ball was down. Rocky's not going to get that call.
9 serving 5.
Excellent pull away by Vanderson and Crowther this year, getting up to 9-5.
There's a mean backhand right there. Holy cow, that was phenomenal. 10 serving 5. Timeout on the court reminds us to say thanks to the tournament sponsors here at the 2011 National Double Championships, including Penn, Actilon, Wilson, Head, and the great gang over at Gearbox. This is the 2011 National Doubles Championship presented by USA Racquetball, live in Tempe, Arizona. Broadcasted all across the world on the USRA network and on the IRT network. The pace is so fast, it's been tough to use the head instant replay cam. We've had one great 15 to 20 shot rally. Steve writing in a question. Steve writing in a question, wanting to know Jack and Rocky and the times that they've represented the country, how have they done competing internationally as a doubles team? They've done very, very well. I believe 2 years, not this past year, but 2 years ago, they're international champions.
Yeah, they've done very well. I don't know the exact stats on that. We should have asked team coach Mike Guidry when he was here, but they have won several international titles.
I believe they won 3 of the past 4 years. They didn't win last year because they weren't in it last year. However, Mitch and Ben won last year. U.S. team has done very well in both doubles and singles. If I remember right, Rocky won the singles title last year as well, 12 serving 5. That's why they call him the Crippler, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Crowther. All 6'5", 6'6" frame, pounding the ball. 13 serving 5 and a 3-wall shot. There's nothing like a good serve in a time like that, and that was nothing like a good serve. Crowther wanting to bring the heat. He's feeling it right now. Good serve. Rocky fights that one off into the corner. Now Jack hits a corner shot. Chris just hitting mean, angry forehands.
Yeah, Chris is playing like just got a speeding ticket on the freeway.
Chris has pretty much left the finesse game behind him right now, and it's serving him very well. 14 serving 5. Chris with a big forehand into the corner. Jack up top. Chris once again overhead, right to Jack. Jack skips. 15-7 first game, 15-5 second game, but it's split, and the crowd loves it. More great racquetball action is coming your way as we are live in Tempe, Arizona. This is the IRT Network.
Booyah! Take good care of this one.
Looks like your best one yet.
Oh, a 2-bounce call, and then a blown-up ball. That's going to complicate things.
Called again, 2 bounces.
So basically what's happened to us is Blake called a 2-bounce get on Rocky. 3 shots later, the ball broke. Blake is probably going to get some clarification from Otto on this one, but I believe it's going to go with whatever was called, which a 2-bounce call was called.
As they say in football, the call on the field stands. Rocky making a point that he hit that it wasn't 2 bounces. You know the funny thing about this whole thing, John Scott? I think Rocky knew the outcome of this 10 minutes ago. Back to the mat. Score is 2-0.
After all that, one-shot rally basically, and we're back to the action. 0 serving 2. Once again, a recap. Carson and Huczek won the first 15-7, lost the next 5-15. Now we're down 15. Now down 0-2. Vanderson's going to shoot this right to Jack. Leaves that ball up. Crowther from the encroachment line hits it right to Rocky. And a 2-bounce call once again called.
Second server, 0 serving 2. Out to the board. Side out.
All right, Russ Menino having to catch a flight on his way out. I'm going to go solo. Solo, you can't hear me for the rest of the event. 2 serving 0. Pablo, it's all me and you, baby. Pablo says yes. Jack into the corner, puts the ball down, good shot. And here we go, getting back in the groove of things. Second server at 2 serving 0. 56 minutes. Old is this match with about a with about a 15-minute delay. Crowther pounds the ball at Jack. Shane goes cross-court. Rocky with a 3-wall shot. Crowther shoots for the corner, comes up short. Skip ball, side out. 0 serving 2. This game is 2-11, win by 1. Crowther looked like he encroached, but no call. Catches the sidewall. Now we're going to have an appeal on this. Jack's probably going to appeal. One ref, one line judge rather agrees, one disagrees. Call stands.
Second server, score 0 serving 2.
0 serving 2. Jack with a high nick lob to the backhand side. Runs just a little bit on Shane. He stays with it, puts it down. Nice control from Vanderson.
Side out for server, score is 2 serving 0.
Vanderson with a big forehand setup. Looked like he put it down, but only 1 bounce called. Now skips that one. No. Oh, and Jack gets hit on the backside from Crowther as the ball was blasted about 165. 3 serving 0.
3 serving 0.
3-0. Z serve to Jack's backhand. Jack down the line. Nice shot.
Second server, score is 3 serving 0.
Ball sails way long. Jack says he hit it after the rally. I think it's a broken ball. Chris wanting a replay. Shane laughing because he knew exactly what Chris was going to say.
Side out, first server scores 0 serving 3.
0 serving 3. Zero three. Carson, far right hand side of the box, probably going with a Z serve. It is a Z serve into Crowther's forehand. Jack with a setup mid-court, puts it down right corner. 1 serving 3.
1 serving 3.
Rocky once again takes a lot off that, hits Jack on the side. Second serve. That's why you can't leave the box so quick. If the ball hits Jack when he's out of the box, plug for Jack in the Box restaurant right there. If the ball hits him when he's out of the box, it is a side out. Crowther steps into that forehand and skips that one. 2 serving 3, says Blake Martin. Carson drives Z serve, catches Jack in the leg. Chris goes up top, Jack on the side wall. Then Shane goes in the corner. Front court action, and Jack tries to overhit that one just a little bit, and we're gonna have an avoid. Oh, a replay. I just knew that was gonna. Just knew that was gonna be an avoidable. I'm predicting that the line judges are gonna disagree with that call. Both line judges disagree, as we suspected that they would. We'll have an instant replay of that to show you why it is an avoidable hinder or a penalty hinder. Ball called down. 4 serving 3, and just like that, Rocky and Jack have found a way to get back in. A 2-bounce call. 2-bounce call. Rocky disagrees with that. They're appealing that one. One ref disagreed. One ref says I didn't see it. So it will be a replay. 4 serving 3.
Hang on 1 second. Okay, 4 serving 3.
4-3, back to the action in the tiebreaker. This is for the gold on the U.S. team qualifying. The winner of this gets to go to the Pan Am Games this year. It's the pinnacle of racquetball, as it only happens once every 4 years. Shane's going to come out and talk because he hasn't yet.
I'm calling hinder. Okay, so would you like to appeal my call? Okay. I called it a regular hinder.
Shane says that should be a penalty hinder. Shane says it should be a penalty hinder because I killed it even though I did hold up. Kind of a good point, but though he did kill it, wasn't necessarily a full offensive shot that was taken away. 4 serving 3. Crowther and Vanderson just need to get back to what got them game number 2. That's just good, hard, smoking racquetball. They're doing they being Rocky and Jack doing a good job pulling them out of that momentum, just completely squashing the momentum they had. They need to get it back. Crowther steps back on that one, goes to the ceiling. Rocky's going to take this off the back wall, hits it wide. And a timeout taken by Shane Vanderson. 5 serving 3. 5 serving 3. Our next pro stop is going to be in just a couple weeks in San Diego. Beautiful San Diego. Over $27,000 in guaranteed prize money already. Be sure that you sign up for that. They're only limiting it to 300 people. There's $3,000 in the open doubles division. $3 grand in the open doubles division. So make sure that you sign up. They're only taking the first 300 entries, and last I checked, they were almost there. 280, I believe, something like that. The deadline is Thursday, so make sure that you sign up ASAP.
Okay, time's in. He said Carson serving, and Vanderson Crowther warning.
Vanderson and Crowther have been given a warning, but I'm not sure what for. And he comes out and says, for what? Evidently getting a warning for hitting a trash can in the timeout. Shane's saying, I'll pay for it if I break it.
Okay, time's in. First server, 5 serving 3.
5 serving 3. Back to the action here in Tempe, Arizona. Carson going to try to push a little on the drive serve. It's a Z serve. Catches Jack in the rib cage. Second serve. It's a high lob Z. Crowther goes to the corner, puts it down. Nice shot.
I call this skip ball. He's appealing my call.
Blake calls it skip. Both line judges disagree. Good serve into Shane's forehand. Shane puts it down. These guys need to get some momentum here. Want to see them push. It's 3 serving 5.
First server, 3 serving 5.
It's a good serve, Jack.
Avoidable.
And an avoidable's called. Jack says, you okay, Shane? Shane says yes. I don't think Shane...
Second server. They're going to appeal my call. Line judges agree or disagree. Both agree.
Shane comes out and says, this is frustrating, and goes back in.
Second server scores 3 serving 5.
3 serving 5. Crowther, drive serve into Rocky's forehand. Runs just a little bit. Rocky hits it over to Shane and then skips the ball. 4 serving 5.
4 serving 5.
Rocky unable to get there. Nice wide angle pass from Crowther, catching the sidewall on the way back. Fran Davis talked about that yesterday. The ability of your wide angles to catch the sidewall around the service box, maybe a little further back. Chris skips that one. This match in its entirety, 1 hour, 8 minutes old. Five. Carson with the Z serve. Into Crowther's backhand on the run. Goes wide. Now a setup for Jack's forehand, who hits the corner, but Chris is right there. Goes up top. Big setup for Rocky. Forehand on the just off the sidewall. Now Chris pounds it down the line. And a play again call. Safety hinder.
Again.
Five. I think Jack needs to lose a little bit of weight, Pablo. He's been hit several times. That's a good angle when it comes through, but very hard to not hit Huczek. There's a lob serve. Chris cuts that off, hits it right to the feet of Huczek. Now Shane with a big forehand setup, goes to Huczek's backhand side. Now in the service box with the backhand. Rocky goes up top. Good patience there. Chris leaves that one way up, and Jack skips the ball. The ball skips, hits the front wall, and hits the back wall. That ball skips so big.
Second server scores 5-5.
Rocky reaches back, gets that one. Shane shot that under the leg of Jack Huczek. Now a big forehand setup cross court. Jack sails that one just a little bit. Mean backhand from Vanderson. Crowther, forehand side, right to Jack. Quick hands from Vanderson, but he skips the ball, comes up short. Jack and Rocky have a 1-point lead. 6 serves 5.
6 serving 5.
Good high lob serve. Shane's got some daylight, shoots, skips in the service box. Big skip there. It's 7 serving 5. This game is 2-11. Win by 1. Rocky flips it up top. Shane goes to the ceiling. It's going to come off long for Rocky, who hits a nice splat shot, puts it down. 8 serving 5. Timeout. Yep.
8 serving 5.
Here's one of the avoidable hinders that was overturned. You see Shane getting to that, Jack stepping in, and right here, and that's why that's an avoidable. There was a little bit of daylight. There's no way that Chris would have definitely gotten hit, at least with the racket, if not the racket and the ball. Blake called it a hinder. Jack appealed. Both line judges disagreed. And that was the first overturned call here in the tiebreaker. All right, back to the action. Time's in at 8 serving 5. Huczek, Carson in the lead. They won the first, dropped the second. Once again, 3 points ahead here. Vanderson down the line. There's a diving Jack. Good shot. Crowther into the corner. Jack goes back up top. Crowther comes back. On the forehand side, goes cross court to Rocky, and then it looked like Chris skipped the ball. He did. 9-5.
9 serving 5.
Just a high lob serve, a Z serve. Almost hits Rocky now on the forehand side, leaves it way up. There's an avoidable.
Side out.
Jack knows it. 5 serving 9. Great return from Huczek. 5-9. Rocky goes to the ceiling. Shane wants this down the line, right in the middle of the court. Now on the backhand side, off the back glass. And there's a nice solid shot. Vanderson getting very low.
Serving
6-9 in the break. Z serve to Rocky's forehand. Rocky with a 3-wall shot has to fight that serve off. Jack dives, goes up top. Crowther overhead, right into Jack on the forehand side. Rocky thinks it was good. Crowther says it skipped. Both line judges agree. It looked like it was good, but I can see from down there where it probably did skip. 7-9. Z serve. Rocky's forehand, Rocky cross court into Shane. Shane comes up just a little bit short. Crowther thought it was good. 9-7. Carson and Huczek, 2 points away from U.S. gold. Crowther and Vanderson wanting to hang on. Z serve. Set it up and do it again. That ball hits the knee of Huczek. Huczek owes Rocky about 50 return shots as Rocky's hit Jack more than he's got the first serve in. Rocky maybe calling the audible right there. A lob serve straight into Shane's backhand. Jack fails. Shane down the line. Shane tried to run outside. He did a little bit more than just give, or excuse me, Jack did a little more than just give him a little room. He bailed out.
Second server is 9-7.
That's a nice wide angle pass right there. Very crisp, perfect execution of a backhand wide angle pass. 7 serving 9. This is the most, there's a timeout. I think Jack sensed that. This is the most important service rally for Crowther and Vanderson of the match. The entire match, this is the most important. Most important series.
server. Score is 8 serving 9.
8 serving 9. It's a 3-wall shot, catches the back wall just barely. Shane goes wide. Now Jack up top. They're going to make Shane shoot this. He says, okay, and look at that. But Rocky was there. That looked like a 2-bouncer, but Blake didn't call it. Crowther up top. That's a nice ceiling ball. Sails. Big opportunity for Vanderson. Goes right to Rocky. Rocky was there, but a 2-bounce call. There's a good call. 9 serving 9. U.S. gold on the line. Vanderson. Drive serve. Z serve into Huczek's backhand. Chris goes up top. Rocky retreats back. Overhead. Play it again. Exciting match. This is the first server in the Vanderson-Crowther matchup. They get another opportunity for Crowther to serve if there's a side out here. 9-9. Z serve. Jack sails it just a little bit. Set up for Chris in the forehand. Rocky wants a screen call. The ball was called down. Ooh. There's a big play. Both line judges disagree with the call. Blake called it down.
That's unbelievable. Come on, Cripper. Let's go.
It would have made it 9-10. It makes it 9-9.
Check the door, Jack. 9 serving 9 again.
9 serving 9. Vanderson, Z serving the Jack's backhand. Jack down the line. Vanderson from the knees right to Rocky, who jumps over that shot. Now Jack down the line. Opportunity for Vanderson. He's got it. And Jack kills the ball in the corner. Nice shot. Good hands. Great concentration.
Okay, second server score is 9 serving 9.
9 serving 9. Second server, Crowther. Z serve. Rocky cross court. Almost catches Jack. Crowther down the line. Ladies and gentlemen, Crowther and Vanderson, the number 4 seed.
10 possible game and match point serving 9.
With an opportunity here for gold. A Z serve into Rocky's forehand. Rocky down the line. Chris is right there. Goes wide. Catches the back wall. Oh, wow, what a big opportunity there. The entire crowd was holding their breath.
First server score is 9 serving 10.
9 serving 10. Rocky hasn't hit one into Shane's backhand yet on the Z serve. Now wouldn't be a bad time to think about that. He goes with the Z serve, though, to Crowther's backhand. Jack set up, and with a flick of the wrist, puts the ball down. Wow. 10-10. The next point is for U.S. Gold. Who is going to get it? Rocky Carson with the drive serve. All-speed Z. Catches Jack in the hip. Second serve.
10 serving 10, second serve.
Second serve. And a timeout called.
Timeout, Jack Rocky.
Good timeout taken. Timeout on the court. Everybody in the auditorium is watching court number 1, the 2011 National Doubles Championships, live from Tempe, Arizona, presented by the USRA Network. Comes down to this: 1 point for the gold. It's 10 serving 10 in the tiebreaker. You can just see Jack and Rocky just off camera talking. Coming up with a game plan for the next serve. Now, something key to remember, this is going in on second serve because Jack got hit with the ball. See if Rocky and Jack remember that. Jack got hit with the ball on the first serve. Jack is lining up.
Time's in. Tiebreaker 10, possible game and match point serving 10.
If this ball hits Jack, it's going to be a half out. I don't think they remember that. There's. Oh, and an ace serve! Look at that. What a serve. What a time for that serve. Jack and Rocky put that together. Look at them.